Welcome back to my channel, guys. This is the Red Elevator. I'm Nina, and today I am sharing the top 7 2025 design trends that are going into 2026 that I truly believe in. The ones that go beyond the internet hype and into the realm of timelessness. These are looks that I'm bringing into my client project, trends that respect craftsmanship, enhance how we live, and yes, absolutely elevate your space. So grab a drink as I am, get cozy. This is gonna be so fun. And let's get into the trends I'm loving for 25 and 26, starting with my favorite one. Art Deco, as you guys know, is my favorite period. I'm so excited. So there's a renewed interest in Art Deco. But what's key in 2025 is how it's being used, distilled, and illustrated. No longer theatrical or nostalgic, the Deco influence now leans minimal, directional, and very architectural. We're seeing this across high-end hospitality and custom furniture design, where geometry, materiality, and precision take center stage. Think symmetry with restraint, detail without noise. So, what to look for? Furniture with stepped or tiered geometry. Yes, geometry without the gimmicks. I mean, if you look in my living room, I have many steps all throughout my soffits and my home because I just love the step detail, and it is absolutely timeless. Glossy lacquer is back, dark burl woods, or mirrored finishes in small doses. Remember, balance is key. Deco-inspired lighting, think linear, symmetrical, and moody, but always modern. What to avoid? Now, we don't want any caricatures. You're not designing a movie set from The Great Gatsby, let's be real, but we're keeping it refined, sculptural, grounded, and restraint. And the Art Deco period is by far one of the most sophisticated. So, as you guys know, I'm going to keep the best for last, so make sure and stay to the very end. The second is the neutral, new neutral. Hope you guys got that. So this is something that is tonal. It's got beautiful browns on stark whites. Color is warming up across the board, and 2025 marks a return to brown, not as retro kitsch, but a new neutral foundation. Designers are pivoting away from grays and going much more into the rich earth tones, as you guys know. And this trend aligns with the broader move towards materials that just feel more grounded. Wood, clay, wool, leather. I love all of these colors. Suedes, they just make my day. And I love it also in fashion. So how to apply this to your space is layer. You want to layer tonal browns the way you'd style a monochromatic look. You know, latte walls, taupe upholstery, espresso woods. Use texture to avoid visual flatness. Mix matte finishes with maybe a plush textile like mohair. In cabinetry and flooring, natural walnut would look amazing with, for instance, oiled oak, and replacing bleached woods with something warm that has longevity. If you guys, I noticed approximately 60% of you who watch this channel regularly are not subscribed, and I'm gonna cry. So if you have a little bit of kindness in your heart, will you just push the subscribe? It'll make such a difference for this channel. And we can work even harder to bring you better content, more and more of what you guys are looking for. So if you have a second to push subscribe, I would be forever grateful. All right, let's talk about number 3, ceramics and clay. Sculptural meets function. That's what I'm talking about. Hand-thrown ceramics and clay forms are no longer just accent pieces. They're now anchoring the design language of the entire room. So it's not just your vase, it's also your, I don't know, furniture. So the shift reflects a broader design ethos. The desire for imperfection, tactility, and pieces with provenance. From brutalist forms to smooth terracotta vessels, this is about celebrating the hand mixed media and the human hand. Basically, artists. So, how to apply this? Style a console with an oversized ceramic piece. You can opt for matte finishes and irregular silhouettes. Maybe introduce lighting and a clay stoneware for soft diffusion and earthy dimension. So don't overlook function. Ceramic pendant shades, dishware, and tile all bring this aesthetic into daily life, and I love it. I'm here for it, and I can't wait to start using it myself. Number 4. Are you guys ready for this one? I was a little surprised by number 4, which is the English Kitchen Revival, character-driven functionality. It's a little bit like Grandma Chic, but she's a new kitchen standard. And she's rooted in English design, but adapted for, of course, contemporary living, because we are in the modern age, right? It's utilitarian, it's elegant, but it's unfussy, yet highly intentional. This trend is driven by the backlash against sterile, over-modernized kitchens. And instead, there's a pivot towards kitchens that feel inherited, storied, and built to last. So the way that I would utilize and conceptualize this is I would inset cabinetry. I definitely love the idea of exposing hinges and heritage paint colors, think deep olives or muddy taupes, and create an instant atmosphere. And you can do this with having, things that are imperfect, your natural countertops that are imperfect, or that have a patina, or hardware that has wear, things that already have wear and tear and look beautiful and charming. Numero 5, folded, pleated, and plissé. By the way, for those of you who don't know, who are new to the channel, I give expert consultations through a Zoom link. All you have to do is click the link in the description section. My calendar pops up and you can book a one-on-one session with me via Zoom, and you can show me what you're doing. You can bring inspiration, or we can just have a chat. Whatever you need, I am here to help. I have been able to help so many of you, and I have been really touched by the amount of love and the amount of care you're putting into these presentations that you're bringing into the expert call. So if you guys are at a loss as to what to do, just so you know, the majority of people who book these sessions at the end say, I would say almost every one of you has said, thank God I did the session, because not only do I know what I'm doing now, I don't have anxiety about it. You reaffirmed my decisions, and I'm saving a lot of money. It's simple. All right, let's move on. Number 5. This is a trend I'm super excited about. And remember, guys, nothing is set in stone. If you guys don't like it, don't do it. Don't think that if you don't have it, you don't matter, or that if you do something that's the opposite, that somehow it's wrong. There's no wrong. And I'm just here to share what's happening in the industry in case you guys are inspired by it. So the next one is called plissé. So what does that mean? It's just a folded detail, and it's inspired by couture, by fashion. Designers are introducing sort of delicate folds and pleats into interiors as a way to soften the space and to give it a little bit more interest and intrigue and create a rhythm. So this trend is material led. So we are seeing it across upholstery. So obviously you're taking a fabric, you're pleating it. I used to do some plissé work when I was sewing at some point, don't ask. And the trend is a really good one because you can do it there are so many applications, lampshades, pillows. It's really equivalent to sort of wearing a sculptural silk blouse, but you're doing it, in furnishings and in upholstery. So again, lampshades, textile that's plissé. You could even do it on a wall. We've done upholstered walls quite often. We even have done upholstered doors. Imagine an upholstered plissé door. That would be so good. So custom upholstery, with these sort of vertical channeling lines, maybe on a banquette. I mean, there are hundreds of ways to do this. So use your imagination. Even a folding screen. Guys, I could go on forever, but this is so fun. And it's something you can do just sparingly. It doesn't have to be everywhere, just a little bit here and there. So let's talk about number 6. As you guys know, number 7 is going to be my favorite, so you got to stay for that. Number 6, custom banquettes and built-in seating. So we're not talking about just built-ins. Built-ins are not in. What is in are these private moments that people are creating that is allowing them, by the way, you're saving money. Instead of buying 6 chairs, now you have a banquette, which I would say arguably is less expensive. and looks better. So not only is it less expensive, it looks better and it can be a lot more useful. So if you want to shove 6 teenagers or 8 toddlers, you can. So we're seeing a lot of this custom built-ins. In fact, I just finished one in the kitchen. I can't wait to share with you. It's going to come out in the fall. So make sure that you ring the bell so that you are always alerted to my YouTube episodes that come out, because we are having so much. You have no idea what's going on behind the scenes. We are creating so many beautiful kitchens, living rooms, etc. And I'm going to be sharing those, of course, with you at all times. And those are coming out in the fall. And for that reason, if you guys want to see behind the scenes, a lot of you don't know that there is also a vlog channel. The reason I bring it up is that people have been writing to me and saying, Nina, I had no idea you had a vlog. And they've been members of Red Elevator for years. So if you are interested in finding out what happens behind the scenes, there's a whole other channel on YouTube that is not the Red Elevator. It's the Nina Takesh vlog. It lives by itself. It's linked below. And we are having way too much fun on this vlog. In fact, it's so fun, I would like to quit my daytime job and move into my own vlog. Does that make sense? No. So back to Bankettes. I apologize, I digress. So this move to Bankettes really stems from the desire for rooms to feel a little bit more intimate and shaped around how we live. So Bankettes in particular offer a sense of intimacy and fluidity. So I'm all in. And I love doing this in kitchens. I love doing a curved wraparound banquette, maybe in a little corner of the kitchen if available. They soften sort of that rigid layout and they make the dining zones sort of more dynamic and definitely more intimate and fun. So upholstery makes all the difference because A, it's so much more comfortable to sit on a banquette. Opt for luxurious yet durable materials like textured velvets or performance linens or performance velvets for that matter. In hallways or stair landings, a sculptural bench with built-in lighting or storage becomes also a great idea, and it's both artful and useful. Last but not least, my absolute favorite, I promised you that this would be the best one, and it is. You're gonna have to trust me. It's called material drenching immersive mono-material environments. Now, that's a lot, that's a word salad, and I'm gonna explain what I mean by that because it's very important for me to explain exactly what this is so that you guys understand. And it is simple to understand and unbelievable to implement. So one of the boldest and most editorial trends of 25 going into 26 is the return of material drenching. We're not talking about paint drenching, guys. We're talking about material drenching. Committing to one primary material and letting it envelop the entire space. I did this in my flip project. I sure did. And guess what? I can't show it to you. Why? It's on embargo because it's going to be published. Oh, I'm so sad, but I'm so happy that it's going to be published. However, I am doing this. So you too need to start doing this. It is seen in the most elevated sort of hospitality or residential, commercial, wherever you put this, it's high-end and it looks amazing. And it creates drama, but without it feeling excessive. It's just about immersion. It's about the wow factor. Think of it as the architectural version of tonal dressing. Think of it as the architectural version of paint dumping or paint drenching. So let me tell you where this is happening. You can drape an entire powder room in, let's say, travertine or in zealage and make it into a cave. And it's gonna be the most gorgeous cave you've ever seen. You can use velvet, not just in upholstery, but on the walls, on the curtains, on the screens, on the upholstery. Maybe it's all the same color. How good is that gonna be with like a very arts, with a beautiful sculptural art piece that's in an entirely different color, right? I'm just coming up with those ideas as we speak. So it is also, you could do it in cabinetry. For cabinetry, you could do tone on tone on tone on tone. So let's say you do all wood and you do wood handles and wood siding and wood everything, or all metal, it really depends. So the idea is you take the same material and you apply it throughout the entire space. The through line here obviously is intentionality, and the best trends of 25 and 26 coming up aren't just chasing novelty. They're about building on centuries-old techniques through materiality and more of a human way of living in your space. So these shifts signal a collective move toward homes that tell a story, that are layered, lived in, and they're built around personal rhythm. So I want to know which of these trends you found to be most innovative, or something maybe you'd be trying. I don't know. I want to, and have been using most of these, and I want to incorporate more of them in my personal home because I just think they're amazing. So I'm going to have to find another project in the house, guys, and that's going to be my kitchen. I know I've talked about it so much and I've had no time, but my kitchen is next, and I'm going to use all of these to create the perfect room. I love you guys more than you know. I appreciate every single one of you. If you're new to this channel, welcome. This is the best channel ever. And I can't wait to see you guys again next week on the Red Elevator.